Down, down, yeah.
Big Doja, nigga.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a dog phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing now. I was to the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack.
You can go to Bliss, but you see it with the baddies. Last night at the go-go, had her holding up the traffic. Shorty rock designer clothes, but she come from Hobo Man. This whole family full of bosses, but your Frisco dinner costs us. Yeah, she from uptown, so I called her at the Aqua. Tonight she tipping strippers, got the liquor in the system, and we just wanna party, whole city coming with us. But you ain't gotta hate, soldier, you can roll with us.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a dog phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing now. I was to the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack. Had a good day tonight, we eat steak and lobster. I just left Benny on and now I'm on the way to off. You know, as soon I hit my section, all the girls bringing bottles. And the blacks I be smoking, you gon' think I was a roster. It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a dog phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing now. I was to the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack. Down, yeah.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Down, yeah.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Big Doja, nigga.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a dog
In the background, like, Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day, everybody.
With my guest co-host from
We made the podcast.
We made the podcast. A special friend of me. We went to high school together, all that good stuff. So to kind of walk in this purpose together is just amazing.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you. Appreciate the platform again,
Thank you for coming. But I'm starting the show kind of on the slumber, okay? So I'm coming up on my year anniversary. Oh, before I even get into this, we got Tiara T-Baby Brown in the building.
Yeah.
Women's champ is in the
You
building.
see the belt? The champ is here.
Yes, police, DC police officer, all that good stuff. We're going to get into all of that. I wanted to open the show with just sharing a story real quick. A year ago, I started this podcast, so I'm on my year anniversary. And one of the motivations of speaking this into existence was losing a couple. Weedy and his wife was killed. And it was just confirmation when I made that first video on Facebook, and it got over 1,000 views because God had already spoke it over me months ago, but I didn't act on it. It got over 1,000 views, and I was just speaking from my heart, just saying how I was tired of losing people in our community, and what are we going to do to care about black people?
Exactly.
So on my 1 year anniversary, rest in peace, Weedy and his wife. Also, I wanted to bring some light to just the violence in the community today. Just today,
man.
Just
it's crazy,
today.
man.
Just today, down Bury Farms, 5 people were shot. So I don't know about how they are doing. Then we lost a 15-year-old. Do you know anything about that?
I know one of my guys, shout out to Coach Ziggy. I saw him posting about it, and he's a basketball coach, a youth coach. Shout out to everybody that's helping out with the youth, and he was one of the kids on Ziggy's team. And I'm sorry I don't know the kid's name, but it's just we got guys out here that's helping out a lot, man. That's trying to be a different conduit for the kids so they can have other things to do, and unfortunately kids, they, no matter how good they doing or how they trying to be out of the way, is always something that's just in the way, man. Kids looking for different routes to take, and it's still stuff out here that'll snatch them up, man.
Yeah.
And they don't even be in that type of life, and to just get caught up,
Just
be in the
what
wrong
I'm
place,
sure
wrong time, or whatever. You know, it's
I'm
sad,
sure
man.
that people that got shot down Bury Farms, it more than likely it wasn't even meant for them people. Over
Exactly.
5 people were shot, and then at the same time, down the street on Martin Luther King, someone else was shot by the Hong Kong. So y'all, you know, that's my neighborhood. So it's just like that's where I was born and raised, and that's what I'm passionate about. This show is to inspire and motivate others, and just letting us know, no matter where we're from. Like, I'm sitting here today, I'm straight from one of the worst neighborhoods in the country, but beautiful things can come from Southeast Washington. We can truly be anything. It's not
Right.
where we're from to determine, but we have to care about us.
Right.
So,
and you gotta lead by example, man, because you know, I got tats, so a lot of guys I lost, and you know, you gotta show that, especially to the youth, that we made it out, and we still trying to inspire, man. It's paths you can take that can get you out of there, or sometimes you can be doing the right thing and just, you never know. But you got to be a shining light to the youth, and let them know not to give up. You know, you hear about your friends and stuff happening with them, but you got to keep on trying to pull through, man. You got to keep
it's
working
up
for
to
positivity.
us. It's up to us to make a difference into our community. We cannot expect everyone else to care about us, and we not caring about ourselves.
Right.
I
You
mean,
gotta take initiative.
I mean, everywhere around we lose. The person that's doing the shooting, the person that got shot. It's just, and it could be any of us, you know. So just the fact that I'm able to sit here and I know everything that I've been through. So it's just, we got to care about us. We can't keep on expecting these politicians and everybody else to care about us and care
Right.
about everything going on in the neighborhood, and this what we doing to each other. Everybody lose.
Everything starts at home.
Yeah,
It starts at home.
with us. And we got kids out here, everybody in our community. We need to take a strong forefront in the community. But I wanted to send some love to the families and to everyone that is going through a loss, or on Memorial Day when we should be celebrating. Here we are talking
Right.
about this, you know. So that happened in the community, and I wanted to bring a little bit of light to that.
Always all love, guys. We gotta continually love each other and love ourselves first, and build ourselves up. You know, we can't depend on somebody else to save the day. We gotta start at
It's
home.
all about us.
Starts at home.
It starts with us. So now we there. We done hit that. And now it's summertime.
Hey, summertime.
So no, I'm so excited. I wanted to throw the shades on, create the mood. It's sunny outside. The cookout's going on.
Yeah.
We got a special guest in the building. Just had a knockout. The fight was over before I could blink.
Y'all see the nice bling here.
The nice, good bling. We got the women's champ in the building. We're going to get to know her. So y'all know May. And if y'all didn't know, May was the month for women. So I had all women entrepreneurs on. Shout out to them. And celebrating my birthday in the month of May. So we closing out the month of May. I'm doing it real big with T-Baby,
Women
Tiara
empowerment.
Brown in the building. And next month, guess what? We will celebrate the men.
Oh.
We will.
Oh, really?
Yes. June,
Oh, we gonna get some looks, huh?
We gonna celebrate the men. You know, in our community, we don't lift you guys up. All we hear about is the bad stuff. But when they doing good and buying us roses and
All that.
rubbing our cute toes.
Hey, fellas,
and
we
stuff.
might get something more than socks for Father's Day this next month. Hey,
Yeah, you gonna get
socks and ties, fellas. Hashtag more than socks and ties,
more than
fellas.
socks and ties. Yeah,
Hey.
and if you know a dad, entrepreneur, someone that's out there in the community doing their thing, at me. If you want me to see someone to come on the show, just at me under their picture. At me, I'll do my little research, and I don't mind. You know, now
Yeah.
that Buzy with B is growing, you know, I have people behind the scenes helping the sister out.
Yes, ma'am.
So at me in those things, and I got some great men lined up.
Yeah.
Some great entrepreneurs next month lined up to be right here in the studio.
That's great. That's great. Guys, we getting good looks, man. Make sure you share everybody, get everybody looking at Listen Vision right now. You know, we got the awesome show about to take place,
go to
man.
listenvisionlive.com so you can see the whole studio and all that good stuff, because we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're going to have Tiara Brown up here, and we're going to interview her. We're going to have fun. I got a little session where we say she could plead the fifth, so I borrowed that from Yeah, I borrowed that little segment, but we gonna have fun with her. But I you know, Busy with B is all about motivation and inspiring others. So we want to know her story.
Yep.
You know, how did she get started? You know, a boxer. You know, I'm a little scared. You know, so we gonna get to know her. We gonna have fun.
Oh yeah, we got some questions.
Yeah.
We got some questions. We're gonna dig a little bit.
We're gonna dig
but
a
it's
little
gonna
bit.
be fun.
And we're gonna give her a chance to plead the fifth.
Yeah.
So if she don't want to answer, she don't got to. But guess what?
It's all fun.
Make sure you
She
guys
gonna
are
do it.
tuning in to listenvisionlive.com, and we're gonna be back after these messages. Okay? See y'all soon.
Down, down, yeah.
Big Doja, nigga.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a duck phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing now. I was to the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack.
You can go to Bliss, bet you see it with the baddies. Last night at the go-go, had her holding up the traffic. Shorty rock designer clothes, but she come from Hobo Man. This whole family full of bosses, but your Frisco dinner costs us. Yeah, she from uptown, so I called her at the Aqua. Tonight she tipping strippers, got the liquor in the system, and we just wanna party. Whole city coming with us, but you ain't gotta hate, soldier. You can roll with us.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a duck phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing now. I was to the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack. Had a good day tonight, we eat steak and lobster. I just left Benny on and now I'm on the way to off. You know, as soon I hit my section, all the girls bringing bottles. And the blunts I be smoking, you gon' think I was a roster. It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a duck phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing now. I was to the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack. Down, yeah. Down, yeah.
Big Doja, nigga.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get a duck phone like knick-knack, paddywhack.
And we are back, and we have the beautiful Tiara T Baby Brown sitting here. Yes, deserve all the salutes. Busy will be salutes you. And we have her here, and we're going to get to know her. Look, I'm not live right now on Facebook. Yeah, we got to touch that. But look, we're going to get to know you. I want to know, we're going to just start with, where you from?
Oh, that's the best question you can ask. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida.
And Deion Sanders from there, too.
239 all day, baby.
You know him.
Yeah. He went to school with my mom. He went to high school with my mom.
Oh, that's what's up. That's dope. That's one of my favorite all-time football players right there. Deion.
Old school.
You know, I'm a Redskins fan, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all that or whatever. But I'm a super duper.
He had to stop here, so shout out.
I mean, the man is great. Yes. I done learned so much about him because of my spouse. Love Dallas, and I done watch bios and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But today is about you, though.
Oh, all right, I'll take it.
Today is about you. So, what brought you? How you get to the DMV? Like, how did it happen?
I actually came up here for boxing. I was recruited by some of the Olympic coaches. Mm-hmm. I was on the USA team from 2009 until 2015. Mm-hmm. So I came up here. I used to come up here every other summer for 3 summers in a row, and I was in charge of the youth boxing program at Bald Eagle Rec.
That's dope.
Okay, Bald Eagle.
Oh, yeah,
Shout out to Bald Eagle.
Shout out to Bald Eagles. That was my little stomping grounds right there. Back in the day, I used to go to summer camp at Bald Eagles. That was my little stomping grounds.
Hey, I got a question about, the Florida area, man. What is it about growing up down there that breeds so many athletes?
It's always hot, and our parents always make us stay outside.
Oh yeah.
You gotta stay outside.
If it's hot all the time, then you can train all year round, right?
That's it, all year round. You know, we're outside playing tag, football, boxing, something.
And you know these kids these days. I mean, I can't get my daughter to go outside.
See, no, down south, you going outside. Because the first thing your parents are gonna say, you running up my light bill being up in this house.
Yeah,
Anything is running up the light bill, the water bill. You could be just sitting there breathing. You running up the light bill.
Right.
Yeah, so you gotta be outside.
Don't get
Turn
up
that
out
light
of here.
off.
No in and out. No in and out.
No in and out. Let them bugs in.
Yeah, I'm telling you, outside.
That's what's up.
So when did you know boxing was your thing? Like, I mean, because it's not every day that women, you know, little girls be like, oh, I want to box.
Well, I did a lot of sports.
Okay.
I actually went to Columbus State University on a full 4-year scholarship for cross country and track. In high school, I played basketball. I was on the track team, cross country team. I swam. I did everything. But boxing was just like a family thing. I had 2 older cousins that were boxers, and we used to sit in front of the TV. You'd have a little TV, and we'd be at our great grandma's house. And the VHS, these kids don't even know anything about.
Know what a VHS is?
They don't even know anything about the VHS. But we would have like all of our aunts and cousins packed in one house watching the VHS of our cousins boxing. I was like, I could do that.
Oh, that's dope.
Now, at first when I started, I used to get beat up. I used to get tore out the frame, I'm telling you. But I just stuck with it. You know, I liked the fact that I could fight and not get in trouble.
Okay.
You can fight and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
I dig it. Well, maybe that you know, just taking those L's early, that's what build the character up. Because a lot of times when people they get into those fights or whatever sport it is, and they taste a little bit of failure, and then they, you know what, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
But going through that might have built your character up to let you know that, all right, if I can do this and I want to continue to do it, then this might be something that I can gravitate towards.
Absolutely.
The
That's
push
what's up.
through. Now I want to get into the push through because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? You done got knocked down. Was you ever teased in school? Did anybody ever like? I'm just saying this because now that you like champ and like you, I mean, how do you discipline yourself? You know, I mean,
I was teased in school,
you
right?
was teased.
So y'all can't see it on the live, but y'all can see it. But I before I even say it, do not look.
All right, we ain't gonna look.
You can't say it and then tell us, because then I want to look.
Then we gonna look. Go ahead.
Do not look like I'm gonna walk out.
All right, I'm not looking because I don't want to get beat up anyway.
So I wear a size 10 in men.
In
right?
men?
In men.
Okay.
It's terrible.
But I mean, okay, I got big feet. You my big feet sister.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
growing up, people used to be like, "Oh, look at her Ronald McDonald feet," you know, and it was
Because you were skinny and then you had big
skinny
See,
with long
look,
feet.
You my sister and you
That
don't
was
even
terrible.
know though. See, I thought you was about to say
No,
something.
it was terrible, man.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Be.
They used to say, "Look at those clown shoes," you know. Well, my
Man.
butt is long and slim. It's not wide, you know.
so I'm your big feet sister,
Alright.
okay? So I wear 10. Like these
You looked, I saw you.
Yeah, look, I looked at mine though. You know, but I'm just saying, like, I could relate, you know, but I'm just gonna say on another note, I was born with a slight thing of cerebral palsy. I told that story now, you know. But I never looked at myself as like a handicap or nothing like that. And then even now that I'm older, I still don't look at it in no certain type of way. And like if people notice it, I'll be like, oh, she a hater.
Right,
You
right.
know, all this beautiful stuff,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
what you- that's
But
what you
yeah,
know.
on top of that, I'm just telling you that story because look, it's always somebody a little worse off than you. Because I walked a little funny. I ain't had big feet, you know.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's all good.
And you got to think about how kids will find anything, man.
Anything.
They'll
What?
find anything to get the attention off of them. They'll
Yep.
try to direct it
Absolutely.
somewhere else, you know. So
Yeah, because they hurting. So
Yeah.
hurt people. Remember that.
That's absolutely
You know,
right.
that
Hurt people
they-
hurt people.
Yeah.
That's
So
dope.
we gotta be around. So, I want to have fun with you, but I want to save that. But,
let's get into, since it's Memorial Day, let's
Yeah,
talk
get
about
into
the cookout foods. You know, you being an athlete, and you know you gotta stay fit. You gotta be always ready to go. But how do you get around like holidays like this when it's all about the good grilled food and it's the soul food? You know, the mac and cheese, the smashed potatoes, the potato salad. On days like this, how do you get through that? Do you eat? Do you indulge
Nope,
on holidays like this?
Not at all.
So you don't get the.
I think it was Christmas and Thanksgiving. I could not eat the food.
Because you were training.
Yep.
So you have to be so disciplined.
It was terrible. I didn't want to do anything.
And then you look like this. So you look so like fit and just like everybody wants that, that flat stomach, quote unquote. I just say to baby, don't judge me. But everybody wants that. So it really takes a lot of discipline.
You don't have cheat days or nothing?
Oh, I have cheat days. My cheat days are on Sundays.
Okay, so
that's the day you going to church. After that, everybody want to go eat.
Right, you got.
And from the South, after church, it's time to eat. There's all the food. I need
family
all
dinner.
The
You got everybody gather up in the big bourbon, and everybody go out to eat. We do. Some people go to the buffets or whatever. That's good though. At least you got to treat yourself.
You have to have a cheat day. You have to have a day that you look forward to. If not, you're not gonna be able to do what it is you're doing. Right. Like your goals will never be accomplished if you don't treat yourself one time.
Gotta have a reward every now and then.
You have to.
Right. That's something to work forward to. So you can have a little light at the tunnel, like, all right, after I work burn these 2 days and I get in this ring and sweat it out. You gotta get a cupcake or something at the end of the tunnel, right?
That's true.
Something. That's what's up.
What is something that you do for fun?
For fun, I like being outside.
Okay.
Oh, being from the South, I camp a lot. I like fishing a lot. I like doing things that are outdoors.
Just outdoorsy things.
Outdoors, yeah.
Being in the wilderness. Not the wilderness, but, hit a lake up or something. No, you just want to be out,
I like being outdoors. I'm a real outdoor type of person.
I want to get into, what, because I skipped. That was supposed to be my fun question. But we want to touch on the light that you are a DC police officer.
I knew that was going to come up.
Yeah, I want to touch on that.
That's
because
dope, though. That's dope.
I'm always a police.
Yeah, because
24/7.
Yeah, what you bring to the community as what you do, and you get to like walk in your purpose and live your dream, and then you also get to give back to the community. Yep. So I wanted to touch on it, but as I was doing my research for you, that's the highlight. And you got to brag a little bit. I mean, he mentioned you on Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've been on every news channel I know, and then now, guess what? She showed some love right here on the Buzy with B show.
Right in the city.
I mean,
it's all about the love.
That's what I'm. Just the humbleness, because a lot of times, just because you're not as big, sometimes they don't want to show that love. But thank you so much. But I want you to brag on yourself a little bit, and I want you to talk about being a police in the community and doing what you do, the pros and cons of that.
Pros and cons of being. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the 6th district, best district in DC.
6D.
6D, where you best stand up. Now, by the time we're done here, I'm gonna go back to my phone. It's gonna be officers from different districts. Like, 1, 2, 3D is the best. No, 6D.
They're gonna transfer you out.
Yeah. 6D. We in the building. So yes, I'm Officer of the Year. I believe we have 3,000 police officers in the District of Columbia. And it was just a blessing when I, received my award in March.
Okay. Great. Hey, look, let us know.
I love being a police officer. Ever since I was a little kid, I have my criminal justice bachelor's degree. I have my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Ever since I was a kid, I loved law enforcement, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people say, bump 12 or anything, because at the end of the day, who are they calling when they need help?
Yeah. Exactly.
They're calling the police.
Right.
It can be that same person who's shooting birds at us, cussing the police out. When they need help, they're going to call the police, and we have to be there. We can't have any type of animosity toward that person, because no one calls the police when they're having a great day.
Right.
Who called?
Like, hey, 911, I like to tell everybody how wonderful this cookout is going.
You know what? Thank you. But, no one calls the police when they're having a good time. People call the police when they're going through something.
Right.
And it is our job to be there when they need us,
Right.
And half of the time the community needs us and they don't even know that they need us. But we're there.
Yeah.
We're always there. And I just think it's a blessing that I'm a police officer, and it's just the light that shines through me is the light that God puts in me.
Hello, God.
So everything people see in me is really a reflection of the Lord.
Amen.
And that's the way I police.
She preaching out here. I love it.
I try not to
be
preach.
you, because this is like the best place to do that. Because again, the motto of this show, and if you look at my tagline, is God first, and then everything else. So this is your safe place.
I got a question to piggyback off of that. like how does your profession as an officer and your profession as a boxer, how do you, like, does it doing one make the other one, like, is it aspects you can bring into the other one, or as far as like the training and stuff, or
Discipline.
the disciplines of it, like, is it anything that makes one of them easier than from doing the other? You know what I mean?
Boxing actually makes my police job so easy, because as a boxer, I'm very disciplined, and I'm a very patient person.
Okay.
I've traveled the world. I've been to all type of countries throughout my life, and so when people, like, let's say people are in a bad state and they may bring that to me at my job, I know how to deal with people. I know how to talk to people. I'm from Fort Myers. It's not, it's rough where I'm from. I grew up in the hood, I grew up, it was many times I was going to middle school, and 2 houses down, the SWAT team would be kicking in my neighbor's door. Right. The same house that I would be in because my friend lives there.
Right.
So I've seen a lot. And I just take, the way I police is, how would I want my family to be spoken to or treated? Or if I'm off duty and I'm in regular civilian clothes, people won't know that I'm a cop.
And that's what people misunderstand. I just feel like, that's great that you said that. Because I just think, like, people miss that. Like, it doesn't matter how successful you are, who you are as a black person. If you aren't in the right uniform, like when I go out to the store, people don't know I'm busy with B. It doesn't matter. If I get pulled over or anything, I'm just another black woman. You know what I mean? So it's crazy that we have to teach our kids now how to deal with police officers. How not to put your license up, but put it somewhere where you don't have to dig into.
Right.
It does not matter. You have to be aware of how to deal. Because
and I also not to cut you off, B. I know also like how, like, from what you just said, it's great that you would want to be policing in a familiar area. You know what I mean? Like, that's the importance of having people that look like you on your police force, because they'll have the restraint and the empathy, because they understand the people in their own communities. You know what I mean? That's why it's so important to have us on our own police forces, because it's easy to bring the community together when it's somebody that can relate to you working as an officer, and that's great.
I chose 6D. They give us 3 choices.
they give
My 666. I know a lot of people say it's not a good, number, but that's what I put because that's where I wanted to be. I wasn't too familiar with DC when I first came up here, but I was familiar with 6 and 7D, and I was like, wow, this vicious out here. This reminds me of home.
I'm trying to think what district. I want to say which district
Southeast.
am I? 70,
seven.
right? That's 70. Okay.
Yeah, we in 7.
Yeah.
But it's right next door. It ain't too far. But it's good. That's what I'm saying. Like, because my little sister, she just graduated college. Shout out to Karen. Hey, baby.
Yeah,
Hey,
shout out
baby.
to all the
Hey,
grads.
all the grads. What's up?
I
Stand up.
forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Stand
Pat on
up.
your
You
back.
guys, there's
Most
all
definitely.
them beautiful
Grads.
prom pictures, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. We off subject, but I'm just saying, I forgot to
Shout out to the
all
grads.
the graduates.
But she's on her way to be a cop. She's did the criminal justice and major in college, so she wants to be a cop. My little cousin, he's headed to be a Charles County sheriff. It's great, man. Like,
Yep.
we need to get more people involved in that to make a change. The change we want to see, it got to start with us going into it to change the system. We got to be there. We can't rely on people coming from other districts or other counties or outside the state.
It's up to us to kind of get in our communities, and totally.
We need to start policing each other. And I was listening to what y'all was saying earlier about how are the police going to care when it seems like the community doesn't care. Back in the day when I was growing up, if I was doing something, better believe my mama's next door neighbor was calling her, you know where your daughter at?
Exactly.
What's she doing?
Yeah, that's lost a lot.
And my parents gave people permission to whoop us, and they weren't related to us.
And then we getting away from that because when I tell you now, anytime that they can call the what is the CPS, the Child Protective Service, like my daughter is very spoiled. You understand? But they showed up at my house. I ain't know who. I didn't know who called them.
Right.
And I was just like, baby, she don't get beatings. But it's just saying that goes to say that I grew up on butt whoopings. I grew up with going to pick my own branch.
Yep.
Or whatever. So it's just like at the end of the day, we love our kids. We not really out here to hurt them. But as soon as they go out here and they busting something and they doing something because there's no consequences to their actions until we putting them in the system. It's just like
that should be the last.
Yeah.
That should be the last thing that is done to put your child in the system. Yeah. Families need to be families. We all are family. Right. And it's about time. Like the shootings that just happened today. There were shootings yesterday. At what point is the community going to say, okay, we're tired of it?
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough, because the police, we cannot do everything.
No.
We can't. We're not there 24/7.
It's up
to us. The community
is
there 24/7. Yeah. We get there after the fact.
And definitely back in the day, I think we was taught you can't snitch, you better not snitch.
And that whole word snitching, it really needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
There's a right and there's a wrong. And if you're doing wrong, I'm telling.
Yeah.
I'm telling, point blank, because kids are getting murdered now. Children, 5, 6, 8,
we
14,
coming up on
children are dying now.
Makai Wilson, her anniversary, her 1 year anniversary. Shout out to Makai's mom. Is I want to say June the 16th, if I'm not mistaken, but her 1 year anniversary of her killing, 10 years old, last year got killed, and the 15-year-old little boy. What? And it was a 3 and a 4-year-old. Someone else just got. I mean, I'm just saying, it's our kids, y'all.
Right.
So
it's our kids.
It's our kids,
and we're doing it. So I tell people all the time, the only way to combat evil is with love. The Bible tell you that. You can't fight hate with hate. You can only fight hate with love.
Yeah, hate with hate is never ending. Hate with hate.
Real.
Hate with hate will go on and on and on, because you'll keep building up the animosity, and you'll want revenge, and then they'll want revenge. It's a never-ending cycle, man. We gotta break it.
Never-ending cycle.
Revenge never
and everybody
stops.
loses. Another question with the police officer. Officer Brown. Is there any suggestion or anything you think that we can do to kind of bridge that gap between police officers and people of the community?
I think to be more understanding, like I'm a community officer. I'm on a mountain bike. So that's like for 10 hours I can be riding around the community on a bike. And I like my bike because it allows me to be engaged in the community. I can leave my bike somewhere and come back an hour later. My bike has not moved. No one has touched my bike. Because everyone in the community that I serve knows me. I mean, people that I've locked up come to me. I buy them food. We chill. We hang out. They come to my fights. Come on now. These are the same people that I've locked up because they know it was out of love and I just did what I had to do.
Right.
And it's this is my last option. I have verbal judo like a mug. I would talk you out of anything. You know what I'm saying? I just believe in talking things out, Everyone doesn't need to be locked up. Sometimes people just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You can arrive on a scene where someone is irate, but you have to get to the core of why they're so angry.
Right.
And one thing with us, African American people, just because we're talking loud doesn't mean we're mad.
Yeah. Right.
Just because it's
we're
10
not
of us,
aggressive.
Right.
That's just our normal conversation
voice.
voice.
In one group doesn't mean we're doing something criminal.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm home in Florida, we're sitting under a big oak tree that's over 25 years old, hanging out with chairs, playing Uno.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything criminal, but for the average person, it may look or seem criminal.
Right.
But it's not. So I think, like, my job is to bridge the gap between the community and police officers. But it makes it even harder when you have a community that is not open to suggestion.
Right.
That's not open to suggesting. You look at me, I'm an officer. I knew I would become a police officer in 2010. My brother was murdered. I was in college, and it was a month before my graduation. I got a phone call in the middle of the night saying my brother had been shot down dead. And I was very angry. I was real mad. He was my brother. He was my ace. We did all types of stuff together. Things that we shouldn't have been doing, we was doing. But that is when I knew that how am I going to complain about a system or anything if I'm not doing anything to change that system?
Right.
Or help.
Right.
So that's what I did. I said, I'm going to be a police.
Okay.
And I've been on the ball, on the move ever since.
And I'm just saying, it's like,
be the change you want to see.
Exactly. Yep. That's what I'm getting out of your conversation. And I didn't really meet you until today. And guess what? It's just your spirit is just uplifting. The God in you is uplifting, and it's just to meet strong, powerful women that as yourself is just motivation.
Yep.
And that's one of the, I mean, I'm so happy to have you on the show.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and I can't wait to like push the show and watch the reruns because what you bring and some, you know, the things you touch on and just who you are is just amazing.
Yeah.
We gonna get into the
and it's good to show.
thing.
It's good to show this side of somebody, man. You know, the more human side. You know, we always expect so much of officers. You know what I'm saying? And want them to do. We want them to do everything, also while pushing them away from doing everything. You know what I mean? So it's like a catch-22 in a sense where, you know, we, like you said, you never call the officer when everything's going great. Right. You call them for the bad stuff, but then, you know, if something bad happened with somebody you know, then you be like, you know, I can't call the cops on him. That's my guy or whatever. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough, but we need to break that cycle, man. And more cops like you officer of the year for a reason. You know what I mean? So having that rapport with the community helps. It only can get better, you know, and we can just get more cops like that out there. I think it'll be a positive for us, you know.
Definitely. I know, you know, cops get a bad name. You know, a lot of white cops killing black people and this, forth, and the other. But, I mean, like I said, it's just motivation to have you on the show. And I know that there's other great cops out there. And
there are plenty. There are so many wonderful police officers.
It's more good than bad.
In the District of Columbia, there are.
Way
there
more.
are more good than bad, you know. But all it takes is one person. And it's not the
that's
fact
all we
that
talk about.
It's bad decisions that somebody makes, you know. And to piggyback off of what you said, like when people always talk about, the police killing black people. I stop and I ask that same person, okay, well, how many blacks killed another black in that same week?
You ain't telling me nothing.
You know, it's more of black on black crime, and that is what has to stop first. We have to care about each other. We have to care about our
black
people
have
first.
To hashtag.
We have to love one another. It's like a hate for our own kind that I don't understand, you know.
And every other race, they come together. They
come
build
together,
each other up. They live in the house 10 and 20 on top of each other. You know, but us, we get
break
criticized.
Each other down. We need to stop that. We need to love one another.
Yeah, it's enough room for us to build each other up. And that's why I like to share my platform. And I'm like, hey, Kevin, come on, you know. And I remember the phone call. Hey, I want to start a podcast. I'm like, just do it. Just do it.
We gotta uplift each other,
we
man.
gotta be there for each other. And that's
we
one
have
of the
to
things.
Uplift each other.
Yeah,
come on, y'all.
Yeah.
We can do it. We can do it.
It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all.
I want to talk about the boxing now. I can't fight though. I need to learn to. I need to learn to take some lessons. So, I want to talk about.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about the boxing part. I missed that. I got you got
We said it.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we be touching on something before we move on? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
just hand me the note, cause I can't see from all the way over there.
We could touch on it one more time, but yeah, we do want to highlight again. Out of 2,700 officers in the district, she is officer of the year, and as I said, it couldn't be more deserving. Because if you hear what she's talking about, if you hear that the interaction she has with the people, man, is well deserved. You know, because like we said, bridging the gap is very hard to do, but when you figure out a way to do it and to immerse yourself in the community and to get the respect of the people of the community, that's very hard to do.
Respect is hard.
It's hard to do that, but when you do it, it's a perfect mix. Because remember Officer Rich? We had a couple guys in the hood.
I used to love my police officers.
Yeah, we had a couple guys that did it too when we were small that were the mediators, you know, to break up the fight, talk to both of the guys and be like, look, dudes, don't do this. Next thing you know, we hanging together. You know what I'm saying? Because of those officers, they just immersed themselves in the neighborhood and they were familiar. They were of us. You know what I'm saying?
They knew who we was. And, I do have this thing like with complexion, so the lighter skinned people get treated a little bit. But no, I'm just saying. That big black guy.
I recognize my privilege. I recognize.
See, it's nothing wrong with
I understand.
Me too. I'm right with you. Yes, but I I always used to be scared of the police, you know, period. It was just installed in me, like just scared. I would drive my work car and like I'm scared I'm gonna get pulled over. Like it's just always been a fear.
Yeah, that's the teaching. Like we gotta break that too.
One thing I am going to say is parents, like I was in the grocery store one day on Alabama Avenue, the 2700 block at the Safeway, right? And the child was doing something. I don't know what the child was doing, but the mom was like, "There go the police. I'm going to have them get you." And I told her, "Ma'am, don't do that."
Exactly.
Do not let the child think that
the cop is the bad guy.
Is the bad. The cop's going to get you because you're acting bad. Yeah. Because then they will fear us.
I always
And that's
scared.
not what you want. You don't want your child to fear the police, because if something happens and they see it, they're not going to tell the police because they're going to be afraid.
Right. That's another cycle we need to break.
Yeah,
and that's our part, you know, as civilians. It's stuff we got to do too. You know, we, like you said, it's a two-way street. It's stuff we got to do to break these cycles and to make it more convenient for us to come together as a community. You know, we got to do our part too. We can't rely all on the cops. We gotta.
No, it's up to us.
We gotta break
police
these threatening things that we teaching our kids, and you know, we gotta. I don't know the right word I'm trying to find, but it's just
Police
meshing better.
ourselves?
Yeah, I mean that too. Policing ourselves, but we gotta erase that fear of the cops. You know what I'm saying? Because they're people too, and we gotta put ourselves in those shoes. You know what I mean? And we gotta hold ourselves accountable. Hold our kids. Teach our kids the follow. What I'm trying to say, man.
I don't know what you're trying to say. I know where I want to go with it.
All right, well, I'm gonna take it right here. As a father, you know, I'm a
Take
father.
it.
My son he's about to be 15 years old. You know, it's my job, of course, to keep him out of trouble, but it's also my job to make him a respectable person of the community. You know what I mean? I can't have him, you know, thinking that, oh yeah, he gonna go with his friends and they gonna get in trouble and whatever. But I gotta teach him respect so that he'll know what lines not to cross, man. It hurts my feelings when I see 14, 13-year-old kids running out here saying anything, doing anything, no respect.
10 o'clock at night.
And that starts at their house, you know what I mean? My son, you know, I like to think he don't do that when he's out because I teach him that, you know?
Yeah.
But we got to do that, you know, especially as men. As men, we got to be there for our boys, especially, man, because who's doing all the shooting is little boys, you know what I mean? It's mostly boys. 90% of the shootings is little boys. We got to do that, man. That's us. We got to do that.
So, I definitely want to start talking about the women's champ.
She want to fight.
I've been itching to talk about.
Hey,
you know,
this belt, bring it out of people.
I've been.
They see the belt, they just want. Yeah.
I really want you to brag on yourself a little bit. I mean, like 7-time gold medalist. Is that?
So
did I do my homework?
So I'm a world gold. I was on the USA team.
Okay.
And I'm a world gold medalist, meaning I was #1 in the world.
Okay.
Now as a professional fighter, I am 8-0. Is it 8-0, Wendy?
Yes.
8-0.
8-0.
With 6 knockouts. And this is my baby.
Okay.
This is little T baby.
Oh, so if you put the name on it, that means you don't have no plans on giving it up anytime soon.
I have no plans
it's
on
so
giving it up.
heavy.
So, you know, don't even come for it. But if you do, you gonna catch the heat.
Oh, they gonna come, but
yeah, they gonna catch the heat.
T baby gonna be ready. T baby gonna be ready.
That's right. Look at that. Yeah, it match you. Look at that.
Yes, it do. Right, and it's pink. It's so pretty.
I got it.
I do have. Igor, did we get up some footage?
Oh no. Oh man.
Oh.
It's too big.
Oh man.
It's too big. But let's just show some pictures of her in the ring. We got some pictures up there.
Oh yeah, that's my baby.
Holding that belt.
Yeah.
Yes. Just, you know.
Basket
what's
that.
up?
Look at that. Oh my
Dang,
goodness.
right in the middle of that.
Look how sharp.
I
Look at
ropes,
the fear. The fear of those eyes.
You know what? I just think it's so dope though.
I changed. My whole personality changes.
The whole thing is that like we get this bubbly, beautiful soul. You know, like honestly, y'all, I'm not just saying this. And one thing about Buzy would be I'm honest, but just to feel her spirit, guys, is just amazing. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that. Like, her energy is contagious. So what I'm saying that to say is, like, you get this, right? And then you get that. Just show me one more time. Just show me in the ring real quick. But you get this bubbly, beautiful smile.
Look at that. It's like a different person.
You almost got turned into a monster.
Look at those eyes. Jesus.
I mean, because you can't take no prisoners. It's either them or you.
Yeah, it's either
and you standing there. Yeah. So, I mean, that's where we at.
It's either them or me.
It's either them or you. Yep. And that's one thing about boxing. You in the ring by yourself. So it's just like to see that and then to get this.
You get the zoom.
I'm trying to tell you, the smile.
That's not the same person right here.
Yeah,
it's not the same person.
Man, it's. I'm just saying, from sister to sister, it's just a wonderful energy. I want to know who you know, because that's, I mean, the energy, like, is really, really amazing. I'm loving it. And I wanted to touch on that. I wanted to know, okay, so y'all, we're going to do something real quick. We're going to have fun with you, right? See, she trying to look over here and look at the paper and see what's on the paper.
I was trying to look a little bit.
But she can't see. So we can either take a break, a quick break, and come back, and then we're going to have fun. And she's going to be able to plead the fifth if she wants. She don't have
I'm going to do a lot of pleading the fifth. I'm telling you now. I already know.
Saying, she can plead the fifth.
I'm sweating already. Like, when I take
we might got to limit her. We got to give her
I'd be
3
like,
of
I
them.
don't
You only can
recall.
plead 3 times.
So
maybe.
We're going to take a quick break.
Can we do it when you call a friend?
Phone a friend.
Phone in somebody.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back with Tiara Brown. Hi. Busy.
Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing out. I was to the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack.
You can go to Bliss, let you see it with the baddies. Last night at the go-go, had her holding up the traffic. Shorty rock designer clothes, but she come from Hobo, man. This whole family full of bosses, but your Frisco dinner costs us. Yeah, she from uptown, so I called her at the Aqua. Tonight she tipping strippers, got the liquor in the system, and we just wanna party, whole city coming with us. But you ain't gotta hate, soldier, you can roll with us.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get it dog phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing out. I was through the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack. Had a good day tonight, we eat steak and lobster. I just left Benny on and now I'm on the way to off. As soon I hit my section, all the girls bringing bottles. And the blacks I be smoking, you gon' think I was a roster. It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get it dog phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing out. I was through the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack. Down, yeah. Down, yeah.
Big Doja, nigga.
It's a nice day today, and I'm counting up big stacks. Get it dog phone like knick-knack, paddywhack. Like Beyonce, I like the way she bouncing out. I was through the money, I feel like I'm on a racetrack.
You can go to Bliss, let you see it with the baddies. Last night at the go-go, had her holding up the traffic. Shorty rock designer clothes, but she come from Hobo, man. This whole family full of bosses, but your Frisco dinner costs us. Yeah, she from uptown, so I called her at the Aqua. Tonight she tipping strippers, got the liquor in the system, and we just want.
And we are back. This is the session that we are going to play with Tiara Baby Brown, the women's champ. And she is able to...
She look a little nervous.
I'm nervous.
Yes, you should be.
I'm not going to lie.
Plead the fifth or not. Like, she can just answer the question, keep it real. Or she can plead the fifth. Okay? And Kevin, I need you to make sure you think of something good. Because we want her a little uncomfortable.
You know me.
I'm already uncomfortable.
You know me.
We don't have to get there.
I got
we
one
ain't even
already.
asked nothing yet.
I just feel the questions. I feel like y'all the attorneys that be getting us when we on the stand. I be like, oh, man.
All right.
It ain't going to be too bad.
All right. So, one of the things that I love is that, you know, when she walked into the studio, guys, when I tell you sexy, I love it. So that means when she in the ring,
I'll be playing.
yes. But when she came up in the studio, hips popping, stomach flat, I'm working on it, okay? But what I'm saying is you could be a woman athlete and still bring the sexy.
Yeah, you can.
So I'm following that up with plead the fifth.
Oh man. Goodness gracious.
So how many boyfriends have you knocked out?
I like to play fight, right?
You like to play fight?
I like to play fight, and, you know, and sometimes people get in their feelings. You know, because I don't be thinking I'm hitting that hard.
You don't think you hit that hard?
No, not when I'm playing
So give me an example, though. Give me an example.
You want me to play fight?
No, not me. Hold up, do Kevin.
I got excited a minute.
Not me. No.
I got to keep all of this inside. No, I'm saying, give me an example verbally.
Oh, like that look.
Hold up. Give me an example verbally.
I like my ribs. I want to keep my ribs.
If you was play fighting with, like, you know, somebody and, like, they got serious. Like, have you sent somebody, like, crying home? Like, I don't care how long.
During sparring, I send boys crying home all the time.
So you spar mostly with guys?
Yeah, most of my sparring partners are guys, and they're usually bigger than me.
Is it hard to take a punch? Like, I'm just, like, I would probably move out the way before the punch comes. Like,
but that's good to move out of the way. You get to bob and weave, slip and roll. You gotta get out of the way. I don't like getting hit. No. No, sir.
Back to that relationship question.
Go ahead.
With the play fighting, has do you let people win sometimes? I mean, you can't win all the time. It can't be fun if you always winning, right?
There's been plenty of times where I've let a dude think that he was winning.
Okay.
Because I don't want to mess up his self-esteem and stuff like that. Even in sparring, sometimes I let the guy get over on me just to make them feel good. You know, because a lot of times they won't come back.
Right.
They won't come back to the gym.
You want to chase them away.
You know, then I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. You know.
Then they, you know, their guy friends asking, hey, whatever happened to Tiara, man? He can't just say, yeah, man. She caught me with one. I had to let her go, man. I had to let her go.
They try to knock my block off, and then they get so frustrated when they can't.
Yeah.
So then sometimes I'm like, I try to make it seem like I'm hurt, but I'm really not.
You really, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So you know you got good teeth and everything.
Yeah.
So how do you keep that intact? Like, you know, like, do they come for the face? Like,
Well, my mouthpiece costs $50. It's a really good mouthpiece. I'm telling you. The dentist, he's up in Upper Marlboro, and it's actually fitted to my teeth. Like, you have to dig in to get it out.
For real.
Yeah.
You got to protect the investment,
You have to protect your grill at all
Keep
times.
the Colgate smile working, you know?
Gotta keep the smile going.
Y'all got some nice
Who's
smiles
gonna want
up
you
here.
with a messed up grill?
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the first thing you notice when you meet somebody, too.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
You
I know.
look at the teeth,
try
you
to
look at
work
the
on
eyes.
Close your mouth for a minute. We can work that out. You know, some good dentists out here.
I got a question. This might be a little,
Go ahead.
you know, this is a
ahead.
touchy one, right?
She
So,
can plead
is a myth. Well, I don't know if it's a myth or not. You know, a lot of boxers say they don't like the.
I know what you're about to say.
If they know a fight coming up,
I know exactly what you're about to say.
they gotta, you know,
Back away from this.
abstain from.
You can say the word. We all grown.
All right, we all adults here,
No
right?
sex before the fights. That's what you're trying to say.
How is that something that you partake in, or
I
does it
think
really make a difference?
For men, yes. I'm not sure for women, but for men, yes. I've seen people.
So that's true then.
It's 100% true, because you know all the energy y'all put out.
The testosterone levels drop a little bit.
Yeah, they do, and your legs get weak. Man, one of my teammates got beat down one day, and I'm like, what? He's in great shape.
Right.
And after the fight, he told the coach, you know, he had done
You done went and did the nasty.
went and slept with the girl the night before the fight.
Oh,
He
so
had
it's
no
true.
juice in them legs.
No juice in the leg.
None.
So that's not the case for
don't
women
do
then.
it. I don't think it's the case for women though. But fellas, if you boxing and you fighting, please just
Stay
don't.
away.
Just wait till after the fight.
Just say no. You know,
Just
get
say
it.
no.
It's better to get the victory love anyway.
Say
You know, don't you
no.
want to get the victory love?
Yeah, the
you want to win and then go home and she massage all the kinks and it's a little better. It's a little better when you got the victory love.
I'm loving it. Well, I want to say you did wonderful on Plead the Fifth.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
I was nervous. I thought y'all was gonna
It was.
We ain't go too hard. That wasn't too bad,
It
right?
was not too. We know we can't go too hard here. You got to work right outside. But I want to thank you so much for coming through and tell everyone where they can find you and when the next fight. I gotta make this one.
Hopefully, I can fight in August. I have to get with my promoter, and we'll talk about it. But I want everybody to follow me on Insta. I'm on Instagram most of the time.
Most of the time.
My Instagram name is tbaby125lbs, and it's for tbaby 125 pounds. That's what it really means. And I'm on Facebook, Tiara Brown, but I like Instagram. I like taking pictures, you know. But I'm on Facebook, Tiara Brown.
It's a better medium.
You follow me, I follow you back.
That's what's up. I need to start saying that. Follow me, and I'll follow you back.
I'll follow you back. And I want to give a shout out to 2394 Miles, Florida. Baby, we up in here, stand up.
Stand up.
And 6D and 7D, the best districts.
7D.
6D, 7D, we
7D. The best districts in DC.
Yeah. Well, you the best cop in DC, so it's only right.
Yeah, that's what's
the best cop on the best team.
Cop. Yes, it's already proven. You was voted,
But there are so many wonderful cops.
It is.
I was trained by some of the best cops, that I've ever met.
But it's all about you today. So that's all. It's all about
to get props.
Today is all about you.
Yeah, shout out to 6D and 7D. But yeah.
Kevin, thank you so much.
We got the champ.
Yes, I'm
and
so
officer
excited.
of the year. She's a double champ.
All that. So thank you so much for joining me, Kevin.
Hey, thank you for having me.
And let everybody know where they can find the dopest, one of the dopest podcasts other than Buzy would be. But what I'm saying is they funny, they hilarious. So I listen, I support all that good stuff. But tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, the real underscore K Taylor. But the podcast is We Made _ the podcast on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter at We Made Podcast, and the podcast is downloaded. You can get it on Apple, Spotify, any podcast app you can get. It's everywhere. That. We global, man. We everywhere. So look that up.
I wanna say something about your shirt.
Hey, shout out to my guy.
I like that. I like that.
Look at that. LOE. Look up LOE on Instagram.
I most definitely will.
Loyalty over everything clothing right here. So, yeah. I can get you one of these, too. So, yeah.
I mean, don't take it off because you're going to have to fight me for it. If
no.
you take it off, we fighting for it.
I don't want no problem.
I ain't got nothing to prove. All right, go ahead.
Hey, if you see me walking shirtless down Georgia Avenue, you know what happened.
You already know what happened.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you so much, Tiara and Kevin, for joining me right here on the Buzy Would Be stage at Listen Vision Live, right here on Georgia Avenue in Washington, D.C., each and every Monday, right here. You can find me. I'm doing some amazing things. I have amazing things coming up in the community. A lot of people are calling me for events, so if you need hosting and all that good stuff, your girl is available. Hit me up. Find me on busywouldbe.com. Anything you see on Buzy Would Be, you can find on my website as seen on Buzy Would Be. So you'll be able to link up with Tiara Brown. Hey. You can hit We Made It podcast. All that good. Yeah, hold up.
I got
y'all need to get that. Hold up. Oh, look at that. It's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming back.
See, I'm going to tell y'all the trick. I just bought a whole bunch of new shirts, but I bought them small.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They're cut off at my arm.
Okay,
so it look, you know what I'm saying?
So you be
hitting like it's popping
somebody
out.
Asks you for directions, you be like, yeah, you got to make a left down
like,
here.
Over there.
And then make a U-turn. Go back around.
And then bring it back.
I like that.
But no, thank you guys so much for joining me. Those who came through on Facebook, you guys can tune in to Listen Vision Live. We are almost over. So all repeat shows, go to busywouldbe.com. That's BUZYWITHB.com and watch all the repeat shows. Other than that, we have great shows highlighting men in the DMV area, entrepreneurs coming for the month of June. And hey, I might take a summer break or I might keep coming live right here. But each and every Monday, right here on Listen Vision Live. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Hey.
T-Baby. The champ is here.
Hey, the champ.
Eager, you back?